sound like that, we are going to make you sound better today. Shemai, I'm going to give you 5 tips today that are hopefully going to make your bass ukuleles or ukulele basses sound better. I did a video similar to this 4 or 5 years ago, but there have been a lot of changes with the instruments and the strings, and I have done an awful lot more bass ukulele teaching, so I've seen the problems that occur. Nobody wants to sound like that. What we're aiming to sound like is something like this. Much nicer. Now, really, there were only a couple of things that I actually changed then, and you saw me doing one of them. You saw me look down to my EQ on the bass. We will talk about that in a minute. Right, so first of all, we're going to look at our right hand technique, plucking, and we're going to look at how we pluck and where we pluck. How should we pluck? We're going to go across the string. If we pull away from the bass, we get not a nice sound, and it does affect the actual output, the volume you get as well. Okay, so you're trying to pull across. Now then, in my previous video, I actually strapped a camera to the end of the ukulele. I can't find that camera anywhere, so you can really see my fingers being pulled across the face of the instrument rather than away from the instrument. Pull across, don't pull it away. Where you put your fingers affects your sound. Now, you are going to actually have to use your own bass for this to work out your best place. The reason I say that, if I am playing bass guitar or a metal stringed bass ukulele, solid body, I tend to go very close to the fret. Okay, and I do that if I'm playing ukulele as well. What I find with some is if you go too close to that fret, you get that horrible sound, okay? And sometimes it is safer just to get a nice clean tone in the middle of the fret. But you do need to be pushing your fingers down firmly onto the fretboard. If you're not pressing them down enough, you're going to start getting not nice, okay? I am finding the thicker gauge strings, like the paho-ho strings, they sort of buzz even more if you play where you would normally play, which is just by that fret. So simple, move your fingers around. Where does it sound best? And make sure you're pressing firmly. Okay, so this is the one you saw me doing a minute or two ago, all right? Tone controls and EQ settings. And I think this is probably the one that is actually the most important for these instruments. On the bass at the minute now, I have got a volume and I have got a tone control. That's it, okay? Generally with tone controls on these, if you turn them anti-clockwise or to the left, you're going to get a more bassy sound. If you turn them clockwise or to the right, you're going to get a more trebly sound. So I'm just going to start off in the middle, 12 o'clock, and at the minute my amp is set the same. Okay, nothing wrong with that at all, but I am hearing a little bit of finger noise. So if I turn the tone to the most treble, in other words, fully clockwise, okay, that sound gets worse. Okay, but you can hear every little movement with my right hand certainly, and with my left hand, okay? It's what's coming through the amp. I'm hearing. But that's what you would hear, that's what you might record, and that's what the audience would hear as well. Okay, now then, let's go to the other extreme. I'm going to turn it all the way anti-clockwise, so it's at the most bass. You can see the smile come on my face straight away, okay? Depending on the instrument, they're either full down on bass with me, or they're pretty much full bass as well. I much prefer that sound. Okay? You will find some instruments, it can get a little bit too boomy, a little bit too bassy, all right? But for me, I really prefer the bass end of it, but I think just as a general tone, what are we doing? We're playing bass at the end of the day. Okay, now what I'm going to do though, just for a minute, is I've just gone to 12 o'clock, all right? Straight in the middle. Now I'm actually going to have a little mess with my amp to see what I can make this sound like without touching this, but only on that. I'm going to put my bass up a little bit. I'm actually going to put my treble up a very little bit. And I'm going to pull my mids down a little bit and see what happens. With my settings, and that's with the amp, everything on even, but the bass on full treble. I don't know, maybe some people like that sound, I'm not sure. So we've done our plucking with our right hand, we've done where we put our left hand, and we've looked at our tone controls for instrument and on amp. The next thing is another biggie, all right? And there's been a lot of changes with these over the last 5, 6, 7 years, okay? Strings. On this bass, I've got the Ukulele Thunder Brown strings. Okay, they're slightly textured. They are polyurethane. I love these strings. Okay, I love the playing, the feel of them, and I love the sound of them as well. But I don't get much squeaking with these strings. I do, hang on, get squeaking with these strings on. Now, I'm not really looking at the solid body basses of any kind today. The only reason I've grabbed this one is because it has got the white strings on them. I'm not actually calling these Thundergut because I'm not 100% sure that they are official Ukulele Thundergut strings, the original white ones, okay? They may be, they may not. Either way, I am not a fan of the white strings, and this is literally the only bass now that I've got these on. Even, I am using this purely to show you that some strings can get very, very sticky. Particularly the unofficial Ukulele strings, in other words, the fakes. These may be them, I don't know. But I find that the Thundergut strings or the cream or the white strings are the ones that if you're going to have problems with them squeaking, it's going to be on these more than any others. And although the bass ukuleles and ukulele basses are probably more known for the rubber or polyurethane strings, certainly the metal strings have become a lot more popular on the electroacoustics over the last few years. Okay, so metal strings do sound different to the polyurethane or rubber strings. These ones, the flat wounds, are lovely to play. I'm not fussed on the round wounds, but I know loads of you love them. And again, the tone settings, both on your bass and on your amp, are going to have quite a large impact on the tone. 2 little bonus tips at this point. First of all, tune your bass. That's going to make it sound better. And when you're ready to play, turn the tuner off. See, I can't hear that now, but I can hear it. All right, so tune your bass ukes and make sure the tuners are off when you go to plug them in. And for tip number 5, I am coming back to my original ukulele bass ukulele, or in this case, a U bass. You may or may not have noticed the little things that I'm always doing when I'm playing. Muting or controlling the sound of the strings. That is tip number 5 of how to make your bass ukuleles sound better. Because of the nature of the instruments, and it happens on all instruments, but particularly with these electroacoustics, you can get a build-up of sound, and that's not very good. If there is anything in this room that can move, it moved then. Everything was just going... Okay, right. The point I'm making is, by pulling our strings across, that is instantly going to help muting. Because as my finger touches another string, it can't vibrate. My left hand is very often muting open strings. If I am putting my fingers down, that in itself is muting. Taking my finger off is helping to mute. Okay, but it's about controlling the sound, particularly with the electroacoustics. Something that I teach my pupils, and it is good practice, all right, is to put your thumb on a string, all right? If my thumb is on the E string, instantly that E string isn't vibrating, okay? If I take my thumb off it and then go, that really quiet sound, but it is there, was the E string. Okay, if I've got my thumb resting on it, there is no extra sound, all right? So it's thinking about how you can mute and control the strings. I've done a full video on it, all right? But that is really going to help you with sound too. Lots of little things in there I did to make it sound better. My EQ is set up. I am plucking in the right place. I am controlling and muting the strings. My fingers are going down in the correct place and they are being pressed firmly enough. And in this case, I've got my Thunder Brown strings on here, which I love. So hopefully those 5 things have really helped, or they are going to help you improve your sound. Sometimes just thinking about it, you realise, oh, that makes sense. Don't be frightened to play with your tone controls, either on the instrument or on your amp. You can always put them back. A good little tip though is if you're really happy with your amp settings, in this case I've got quite a few there, all right, take a little photo of it, so if you do go messing around with them, you can refer back to what you were happy with. With the tone controls on these, really there isn't very much to go wrong, all right? Most of them have just got one tone, or you've just got a bass, a middle and a treble. And again, if you're happy with the setting on that, take a quick picture and then you can refer back to it. Strings, subjective, that really is up to individual players because your bass might be different, you might have different needs in terms of sound or playing as well. And sorting your technique out, your plucking, your pressing down and your muting. Other things, plectrums, I'm not a massive fan of them, if I'm honest, unless I have to use one because I've hurt my fingers. But again, with these, certainly the rubber strings, I'm not a fan of the sound plectrums making them. They're slightly better with the metal strings. If you are using a plectrum, don't be too rough on them, okay? These strings are quite flexible. And something I get asked a lot, this is another little bonus tip here, I do not put anything on my fingers to play, okay? Over the years, talcum powder I've heard mentioned a lot, and I suffer from sweaty hands, but the thought of putting talcum powder on an instrument, especially with sweaty hands, is just a no-no for me. Rosin or resin that you get like on, you know, cellos, violins, double basses, sticky. I hate sticky fingers, so the thought of putting resin to pluck, and the most bizarre one was water. Somebody told me they used water to pluck. Now, first of all, you are never ever going to find me on stage or anywhere with a little cup of water so I can dab my fingers into it and I'm playing. Also, I don't think it's going to be that good for your instrument, especially if you've got wet, dripping fingers on the wood. It was bizarre when I heard that, all right? And as I said, I do suffer from sweaty fingers anyway. But yeah, I don't use anything on my fingers when I play, and I really don't feel the need to. Right, I hope that has answered any questions you had, and I hope you found it useful. And with any luck now, you're going to go away, just follow all those little things, tweak your settings, make sure your technique is right, look at your strings, and suddenly you're going to be sounding better. I do hope you've enjoyed this video and hopefully found it helpful. If you'd like to support me here on Ukulele Wales or on my Ukuleleans channel, I have got a Patreon and I will leave a link below for that. As always, if you've got any comments or questions, please feel free, leave them below. Give us a like if you've enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe. And also, can you check you are still subscribed? I've had a few people recently mention that they weren't subscribed, even though they knew they'd subscribed to me years ago. There's an automatic thing going on, I think. So please just check that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on new videos. Thank you for watching.